Lady Shepsa Jones here, bringing you your Goddess Love Letter for the week. Goddess, I love you, and I want you to clear the blockages in your womb. Clear the blockages in your womb. This is a very important topic that I'm very passionate about, and I'm very actually excited to talk about. And it's a topic that comes up in a lot of my workshops, my master classes, and my coaching programs. Women wanting to know, how can I clear my womb? How can I heal my womb, right? They may not use the language of clearing blockages, but they know that there's something happening in their womb that is causing them maybe pain, discomfort, that might look like different womb diseases, such as fibroids, PCOS, endometriosis, a heavy and painful menstrual cycle, irregular menstrual cycles. You know, there's so much that goes on with our womb and our womb space. And I also want to address that, even though I'm going to be talking about why we need to clear our womb and clear the blockages in our womb, I want to also address that I know I have a lot of women who support my work who may not have a physical uterus, that may have experienced hysterectomy. So I want to say that please watch this video too. A lot of times I'll say womb/womb space to acknowledge that even though your physical organ, your uterus, may not be there or may partially be there, your energetic, your psychic, and your spiritual womb is still there. Okay, in the same way, when somebody has an amputation, right? Let's say their arm is amputated, they will often still feel itching and sensation as if the physical arm is still there, though it's not. They call it phantom arm. So in the same way, even though the physical uterus may not be there, this energetic space, this psychic space that the womb held is still there, and it's still powerful, and you can still do some healing and clearing in that center, okay? So I'm going to give you 3 reasons that you need to clear the blockages in your womb, and then give you some insight on how you can go deeper into learning how to do that, okay? So number 1, the first reason you need to clear the blockages in your womb is that your womb/womb space is a center of receptivity, okay? Your womb/womb space is a psychic center and a physical center of receptivity. So what does receptivity mean? Receptivity means to receive, okay? Your womb, your uterus, your yoni, right, receives, even physically during sex, right? We receive through penetration. When we become impregnated, we receive the semen from the male, and matches and mates with our beautiful egg, and the miracle of life happens. And the womb holds, right, this power of birth, this miracle of birthing, but it has to receive. It has to receive what it needs to be able to spark that miracle of life. So our womb is actually made to receive and to hold. And along with receiving and holding, our womb is also made to release and to let go. And this happens through our monthly menstrual cycle, through our menses, through our moon cycle, okay, through our periods. This is when we are shutting the lining of the uterus if our egg was unfertilized, okay? And that's the period for shutting. So what happens when our womb is receiving and holding on and not releasing, right? Not letting go. So this can happen, I'm speaking mostly about receiving things spiritually, and that could look like energy from lovers. It could look like violations and traumas, sexual trauma that you have had. It could even look like things or experiences that you may not even perceive as traumatic, that still has had a traumatic impact on your womb, on your yoni, such as being entered, being penetrated before you were ready. You may think that, of course, is an uncomfortable thing, maybe a shocking thing, You may think that once that moment was over, okay, it's over, I'm done. However, that psychic imprint, right, that negative impact is still imprinted on your womb. In the same way that we shed, our uterine lining during our menstrual cycle, we need to shed what is no longer serving us. We need to shed those traumas, those experiences that, maybe are locked in our subconscious that kind of haunt us in ways that we don't even know. We need to be able to shed those spiritually, energetically, and psychically. And we also need to be doing that on a routine basis. Okay. It's not just like, oh, I do some clearing for my womb and then I'm done and I'm healed forever. It's a process, where you go through different cycles of healing and different layers of healing. So when we don't clear the blockages or the traumas in our womb that our womb is still holding on to, this can lead to, as I mentioned, certain womb diseases like the fibroids and the endometriosis, PCOS, having painful, heavy menstrual cycles, because there's something psychically that our womb is holding on to, our womb space is holding on to, that it has not felt safe, right? On an energetic level, it hasn't felt safe to let go, or we don't know how to let it go. And this is where doing the healing womb work comes in, okay? The second reason you need to learn to clear the blockages in your womb is because when you are having sex or engaging in sexual activity, it will actually make those blockages or those repressed negative feelings and experiences will actually make it worse, okay? So I'm going to break that down. So in sacred sexuality, sexual energy has two properties. So we may think that, yes, sexual energy is healing energy, and it is. However, sexual energy can actually be pretty neutral, all right? It's such a hot, potent, creative energy. It can be used for positive and it can be used for negative. So the two properties that sexual energy has is that it bonds and it amplifies, okay? So that when it bonds, basically it's going to attach to something, right? And it's going to amplify that, whatever that something is bonded to. So this is why when we're having sexual intimacy and relations with somebody, we start to feel closer to them. We start to feel bonded to them emotionally, sometimes even against our will, all right? We start to feel this connection, and that could actually even become addictive, right? Where we're continuously having sex with somebody that we know may not be good for us, or, may not be the best partner, or have the best character or whatever. However, that sexual energy has acted like a super and it has bonded us to this person. So in our bodies, when we are exchanging sexual energy with another person, or when we're actually doing the tantric and the sacred sexual practices and raising our own sexual energy, it is mandatory, at least that's what I teach, it is mandatory to do clearing processes, exercises, and rituals first. Because that sexual energy that you're raising up and that you're stirring up, either by yourself or with another person, that sexual energy is going to bond to your dormant negative energy patterns, your negative emotions, and it's going to amplify them, right? It's going to make it worse, But what we want that sexual energy to bond to our positive emotions, right? We want it to bond to love and to healing. And that's why intention, when we're either self-pleasuring or, making love to somebody else, this is why intention is super important. But prior to intention, we want to be consistently clearing and releasing those blockages in our womb. We want to be working on healing our triggers and our traumas and our emotions, because the sexual energy will actually bond to it and make it worse. And this is often why when we're in a relationship with a partner, even if it's not committed, even if it's just sexual, we may notice we get triggered, right? We start acting jealous and we start maybe getting angry, and maybe these other parts of us that we didn't even know were were there, right? He was like, I didn't know I was like a little jealous. I didn't know that, I had this temper. This person took me there. Those are dormant patterns, but they're already in you, right? And this partner, this person just became the catalyst to bring them out. But that's the sexual energy that you're exchanging with this person that is amplifying those attributes, right? And it's amplifying it so you can heal it and clear it. So what we want to do, we want to actually work to heal and to clear these patterns in our own healing work, right? On our own self-healing, self-love journey, so that when we do go with the partner, or when we're doing the tantric or the sacred sexual practices and we're tapping into our own sensuality, that this sexual energy is going to be bonded to more positive emotions like joy and self-love, confidence, healing, right? This is what we want to, this is where we want to direct the sexual energy. Okay? So the third reason to clear blockages from your womb is that your womb is a powerful center of creativity. Okay, so we know that the physical uterus is a reproductive organ that allows us to get pregnant and to birth babies. So a shout out to the mamas out there, anyone who's experienced that miracle of life, right? It's a beautiful, amazing experience. However, our womb is not just for birthing physical children. Our womb is actually a power center of creative energy that we can use to birth and to create ourselves, which can look like perhaps artistic talents, right? Exploring that could look like dancing, acting, singing, writing, drawing, making products, cooking, working with herbs. It can look like so many different things. When we have a positive connection with our womb space, that our creative energy will flow. All right. And that energy can also be used for manifestation. And this is where sex magic comes in. Well, I'm not going to talk about sex magic too much in the video, but that is the power of sexual energy. The ability, once again, you talked about bonding and amplifying. We can direct that sexual energy to bond and amplify to a goal, right? Something that we want to manifest in our lives. And I've done it many times. So that is a huge reason to clear blockages in the womb, because when we clear those negative blockages, then we create space for more creativity, right? More sensuality, more fun, more abundance. Okay, so this is the power of having a positive connection and free-flowing energy, positive energy in our womb space, okay? So I'm going to review 3 reasons that we need to clear blockages in our womb. Number 1, our womb is a center of receptivity, all right? So we receive from our lovers, we also receive emotionally, energetically, and we want to clear what is not serving us, right? So that we can have space in our womb for what we want to receive, what we want to birth. Number 2, we want to clear blockages in our womb because sexual energy will actually bond and amplify to anything negative that we have in our womb, because that's how powerful sexual energy is. And number 3, we want to clear blockages in our womb so that we have access to creative energy, right? To be able to manifest whatever we want in life. Okay, so this is why in my coaching programs, we do a big ritual. We go through processes to clear energetically blockages from us, okay? So if you want to learn more about that and also just really learn very specific tools and techniques to awaken your sexual energy, then I want to invite you to my upcoming coaching program, WET, 30-day deep dive into sensual bliss and feminine pleasure, which actually starts this coming Sunday, July 31st. So if you're watching this video after that, then just hit me up or visit my website to see my next class. But the coaching program, WET, is actually based upon one of my books that I wrote, which takes you on a 30 day journey where every day you get a different exercise. And this particular exercise, it's actually cumulative. It gives you a specific experience to have with yourself in order to clear the blockages from your womb, right? So it's not amplifying, negative energies, negative traumas, and also to raise your sexual energy so that you actually experience the healing power of sacred sexuality, the healing power of your sexual energy. So this is a very powerful program. It is my most popular program. Over 400 women have joined and have signed up. So I'm going to place the link at the bottom of this video. I definitely encourage you to join. You'll be able to deep dive with me for 30 days. You'll get an exercise a day, a video a day. We're also going to have 2 live goddess rituals. And it's actually going to, link to what I talked about today. The first goddess ritual is a womb healing, womb clearing ritual. And then the second one is a sex magic ritual. Okay, so you'll be able to participate in these rituals so that you really get the large benefit of going on this deep dive into healing your sensual and sexual energy, and also tapping into the power of your sensual and sexual energy. And this is actually, when I started learning about sacred sex entendre, I wish I would have had this book, okay? I had to grab from so many different books and so many different teachers and so many people who didn't look like me, didn't talk like me, and interpret it and break it down in a way that I can relate. So I created this book for the everyday busy woman. The exercises only take about 20 to 30 minutes a day, to be able to help you to learn these ancient, powerful concepts in a way that is very easy, very fun, and very relatable. Okay, so please click the link underneath this video to learn more about WET. And when you sign up, you'll get an actual instant PDF download of this book, as well as a sensual goddess activation meditation, as well as a yoga and qigong video that actually teaches you a sequence to clear energetic blockages in the body. Okay, so I hope to see you in WET, and we will talk soon. Goddess, I love you, and I want you to clear the blockages in your womb. Okay, talk soon.